Around 9 o'clock, police say the domestic dispute became a hostage situation. I'm sure there are plenty of times in life that we've all been given the opportunity to do a good deed for someone else, whether that be donating clothes, giving someone food or money, or something as simple as giving someone a ride. But sadly, sometimes doing things out of the kindness of your heart doesn't get you that positive reciprocation that you should endure. Sometimes it can cost you your entire life. This is the tragic story of how one woman's act of kindness towards the father of her child turned into a complete nightmare. Welcome to BaasetCrimez. Remember to hit that like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Jade Talia Guajardo was born November 5th of 1991 in Georgetown, Texas. She was raised by her mom and stepdad and would live in a variety of cities, including Honolulu, Hawaii, and Pleasanton, California, before the family finally settled in Austin, Texas, where she would spend a majority of her childhood and adult life. From a young age, Jade was always an it girl. Her friends would describe her as a go-getter and someone who always achieved everything that she put her mind to. She was definitely someone who took pride in her looks, her body, and just her all-around femininity. Jade loved fashion and was always trying new hairstyles, clothing styles, and just everything that she felt like doing because she could.
It's a lot of orgasms and a lot of good weed, okay? A lot of orgasms.
But Jade's world would completely change when she would get into a relationship with Davonte Fox. Davonte was native to the Austin area as well, so the two knew each other prior to the relationship. It seemed as though Jade liked the bad boy type because it is said that Davonte didn't have the best reputation. However, the two would go on to have two beautiful children, Elijah and Christian. Both would play an active role in their kids' lives, and although their relationship was on and off, it is said that there's nothing that they both wouldn't do for their children. However, the kids wouldn't be enough of a reason for Jade to want to stick by Davonte's side. Allegedly, Davonte was very controlling and didn't like the way Jade displayed herself on social media. As I stated earlier, Jade is a free spirit, very outgoing. She loved to share her body, her experiences, that include posting on social media, whether it be off on a tropical island somewhere or somewhere local, at the club in Houston, turning up with her girls. Unfortunately, this would make Davonte very insecure and very jealous. Jade just wanted the good times and positive vibes with her friends and family. So sometimes in her relationship, this would mean to leave Davonte behind. At one point, his negative energy was even affecting her physical health. She had to have thyroid surgery, and at one point in 2022, was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. But luckily, with her resilience, she was able to beat it.
I'm getting so many text messages and DMs and stuff. I get it. It's Memorial Day weekend, and y'all would expect me to be outside. However, I am not. A lot of people do not know this, but after my thyroid surgery, the pathology test came back and it was cancer. So I finally went through my radioactive treatment yesterday, and that drained everything. And I'm not sharing that information to get sympathy because at the end of the day, it's my life. People go through shit. I'm not the only one going through shit. It is what it is. But I said that to say this. It is really important and adamant that everyone gets. This is going to be my last video. I have a new profound admiration for people that have cancer and have to go through chemo and radiation every day, every week, whatever the case may be. I thank God that mine is less aggressive. I don't have to go through this. Pray to Jesus. This is my last time. But It's unbelievable, and I love you guys. To the people that didn't already know, and some of y'all just be wondering, do I have cancer or not? I had already had thyroid surgery, so that was already removed. But the radioactive treatment did work. It did what it was supposed to do. The cancer didn't spread anywhere else. And yeah, anyways, life's great.
And although this was a huge milestone for Jade, sadly, there would be so much more she would have to overcome in her relationship with Davonte. On Tuesday, February 7th, 2023, around 1 p.m., the Austin Police Department responded to a disturbance in the 1000 block of Sweet Melissa Drive in Pflugerville, Texas. The caller was Jade. She stated she was dropping off Davonte at his residence and that when she tried to leave, he flattened her tire. The officers arrived and spoke with Jade. She received a ride from someone who came, picked her up, and then she left the scene. About an hour later, the Austin Police Department spoke with Jade over the phone. She was at a different location, but unfortunately, they couldn't determine where Davonte was at this time. Later that evening, around 8 p.m., Austin police officers responded back to the residence for another disturbance call. Except this time, the call came from a neighbor who claims that she heard a man and a woman arguing very loudly outside.
Shouting, a man and woman in distress. Amanda Lombard's security cameras picked up this argument outside her neighbor's home around 8 Tuesday night. It was so loud, Austin police were called.
It stopped, and it became very quiet, and you could hear cars leaving, multiple cars leaving, and it became quiet, so I thought it was over.
But the worst had just begun. SWAT knocked on Lombard's door.
There were canines, I heard drones, armored vehicles then showed up, and they proceeded to get prepared to enter the home, and that's when things really became more scary.
This is the Austin Police Department.
Around 9 o'clock, police say the domestic dispute became a hostage situation. SWAT fanned out, setting up at Lombard's neighbors' homes as well.
On their roofs, in their homes on the second floor with, weapons drawn and aimed, and were hunkered down in their bathrooms. So it was pretty traumatizing for the entire neighborhood.
Around 12:30 in the morning, SWAT entered the home, ending that hostage situation.
It was so loud, and there were loud booms and flashes of light, yelling. It was just a very chaotic scene, and it looked like a war zone. It was very surreal and seemed like it was a movie.
One person was dead, another had life-threatening injuries.
It looks like it was, confined to just the two people that were involved.
Unfortunately, Jade would lose her life at the hands of the father of her child. He would then go on to attempt to take his own life, but would be unsuccessful, at least for the first couple days. That is, until a few days later, on February 11th, Davonte would succumb to his injuries. This entire situation is such a tragedy because now both families are at a complete loss for their loved ones. The children are now without both parents, all because someone wanted to make a selfish decision. Let this be a lesson to all that when you see the signs, when you see the red flags, don't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Completely leave the situation. I know it's a lot easier said than done, but sadly, a lot of women end up in this predicament, all because they didn't leave sooner. We don't know what he would have done if she would have left him. All we know is that her staying cost her her life. May Jade continue to rest in peace, and may her family find justice and peace that they deserve in this situation. Nothing will bring her back, but hopefully they will continue to honor her memory and celebrate her life the way she would have wanted. Crime family, be safe and be blessed.